Hey y'all, it's Christy Cook from Teadoddles. This is my second time trying to record this, so let's see how it goes this time. First, I want to say welcome new subscribers. I've made it over 300 subscribers. That is awesome. Welcome back subscribers. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. I really love talking to everybody in the comments. I love seeing when new people come and do podcasts. It's just a great community to be a part of, the creative community. Yeah, so I really love having y'all here. So I didn't do a podcast last week. It was kind of a busy weekend, but I did do 2 Flash Your Stash videos. If you haven't seen those, I did one for my yarn stash and I did one for my fabric stash because some people asked about that after I did the yarn stash. So this podcast is about all sorts of crafts. I do lean more towards the fiber arts. Those are my favorites. But so you will see crochet. I'm learning to knit. You'll see sewing of all kinds. I sew quilts, I sew bags, I sew clothing, so you'll see a little bit of all that. I do DIY projects, so I do like to paint, I like to make jewelry, I like to, I just like to do, there's probably not a craft out there I haven't tried at least once. So, this is a crafting podcast, more than just crochet or fabric or sewing. It's a little bit of everything. All right, let's see. I got too rambly the first time. If you follow my Instagram feed or Facebook, you may have seen that I visited an estate sale the past 2 Saturdays. This person, it's the kids doing the estate sale. It's for their parents' house. Their mother was an avid crafter. She has, y'all, there was so much crafting stuff in there. They had a lot of stuff, period. Just, I'm sure it's overwhelming for her children. It did make me think about what would happen with my stuff when I'm gone. So, yeah, because your family may or may not be into those sort of things. So you may want to think about what's going to happen with all of that when you pass. And you may want to think about if there's someone you know or an organization even that you could leave all that stuff to, maybe. Just made me think about those things. I am not going to show anything I got at the estate sale in this podcast. I'm going to do a separate video just for my estate sale haul because there's so much stuff. It's just, and I have a lot of stuff to share with you already. It would take too long. And I'm trying to make this not as long of a video, even though the first time I was almost at 30 minutes and I hadn't got out of the life update section. Because Gypsy Rose, if you don't, I'm going to just do it over here. Gypsy Rose is having a live tonight. I don't know if it's at 8 or 9. I'm a little confused about that because it's going to be 12 p.m. tomorrow, her time, because she's in Australia. But since our time changed this morning, I thought it was at 8 when I looked it up, but now it's saying 9, so I'm not completely sure. So, anyway, I want to be there for that. It's her birthday. So happy birthday, Gypsy Rose. So I'm hoping to get this filmed and edited and all uploaded and stuff before that happens. So, because I missed the Zoom chat last night. I got home in plenty of time. I could have done it, but I was tired. Went to the estate sale again. I had to lug laundry to my parents again. Hopefully I will have a new washer. I think we're just going to fix this dryer for now, just because it's just a better option at this moment in time. So I had to do all that, and then I got home. Well, I did part of it Friday, so I wouldn't have to be there all day to Saturday. But when I got home, I was just peopled out. if that makes any sense. I needed to sit in my corner and sew and watch YouTube and just be by myself for a little while. So that's why I miss the chat. I do enjoy those Zoom chats, but sometimes I wouldn't consider myself an introvert completely, but sometimes I just don't want to be around other people. That's kind of mean, isn't it? I'll talk to them and chat and convo. I love doing that, but sometimes direct interaction is tiring to me. That's terrible. That's terrible. But anyway, I was on spring break this week because the technical college I teach at was out for spring break. So I didn't have my morning class, but I did have my afternoon class because that's at the local high school. Their spring break's not till the end of the month. So I thought I would get more stuff done, but I've been kind of lazy and sleeping in. I guess I just needed some rest in that area as well. But I'll probably get more done that last week because I'll have my morning class and I'll already be up and going, and by the time I get home like 12, 1 o'clock, something like that, I will be ready to go. So we'll see how that goes. But here's my coffee cup today. It says, cookies make everything better. There's a little slot under there to put a cookie in. Kind of looks like a smile. I thought it was a cute cup. I think I ordered this from Avon a while back. I just had to swap some things out in my coffee cup cabinet because I still had like Christmas mugs in there. I kept having to move them around. I finally put them up top and swapped some things out. But I don't put cookies in here because who eats one cookie? That's all that's going to fit in there is one cookie. I mean, what kind of mess is that? Can't just eat one cookie. That's craziness. I can't eat just one cookie anyway. But this is just Colombian roast Javalier in my cup. I did put my heavy whipping cream in here with just a touch of sugar, but it was tasting funky to me, so I put some my husband's hazelnut creamer in here just a little bit because I don't know, sometimes I don't know what it is. Sometimes the way it brews, it doesn't taste as good as other days. I don't, maybe it's probably just me. It's probably not the coffee pot. It's probably me. But anyway, my parents found these Javalier Keurig cups at our local Ollie's. I think it was a 32 count for $6.99 or something like that. It was really cheap, and so they bought two for me, and they had the little bags of Javalier for $2.99, and they got 2 of those for me. And I think they bought 6 of those boxes for themselves because they love that coffee. That's their favorite. But it was a good deal, so they won't have to buy them for a while. All right, moving on. Okay, and the last time I talked to y'all, my son I've been having issues for over a year with his financial aid at his school, and we finally got that straightened out this past week. Things are finally straightened out, finally, after over a year. It's ridiculous, but it's a big relief off my shoulders. I know it's a relief off of his shoulders, and I'm just glad it's finally fixed, and I hope it stays fixed, and I hope we don't have this issue again. So that is fixed. Oh, I got a haircut yesterday. I've been trying to get a haircut all week. I was supposed to have a haircut Thursday afternoon after school. I drove to the gas station before I went because I needed gas. I was like on empty. And I got there and realized I didn't have my wallet with me. I had left it in here because I was paying a bill on the computer and I forgot to put it back in my purse. So I had to call my dad to come pump gas in my car because I did not have enough gas to drive all the way back to my house because I live about 15 minutes away from town. and then drive back. I probably wouldn't even made it to my house, honestly. So that was fun. So I had to text my hairdresser, let her know what was going on, and she said she had someone else coming in, so she just rescheduled me for the next day. Well, the next day was Friday. Is that even right? No, that's not right. Maybe it was Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, that's right. I had an appointment on Wednesday. The next day was Thursday. And then she had to cancel because she was having an issue with her child and she had to go see about her. And so it got moved to Saturday. So I finally got my hair cut. It hasn't been cut in quite a while. I thought it hadn't been since November, but it seemed like she and my mother feel like I have been since November, but it didn't feel like I had, but I don't know. I don't know. But I also would like to say that if you watch Summer's Tips and Stitches, she recently got a haircut, and she got some highlights and things in her hair, but she said that she took my picture to her hairdresser to copy my bangs. I was very flattered, Summer. I've never had that happen before, I can honestly say. So that was a little different. But my bangs are kind of angled. I think she got hers more straight across. I don't know, but you can kind of tell mine are angled like this, and that's purposeful. I just like the way it looks, and my hairdresser and I have kind of worked on that over the years, so yeah. And I've got a headband in it right now because it's a crocheted little 3-strand headband that there's a pattern on my website. I will put a link down below. It's very easy to make, but I have to have really lightweight headbands or I get a headache. I won't even be able to stand to wear this all day because I don't know what it is. Anything that sits on my head, like glasses or a headband, even when it's really light like this, eventually it just gives me a headache. I don't know. It's weird. Plus my hair's kind of everywhere because I just washed it yesterday afternoon when I come home and let it just dry. So it's kind of flippy and everywhere. So anyway, I'm going to move on from my hair. It's enough hair talk, right? So I also have been, this month was the month where my Crafty purchase ban was up. Technically it was supposed to go to spring, which was the 20th of the month, but yeah, this week I have been ordering things online left and right. My defense, most of it is for my Etsy shop, fabrics and charms and things like that. All of it hasn't come in, some of it has come in, so I'm probably going to do another video for that, like an Etsy haul video, or did order some things from Joann and Lion Brand. So I'll probably just do kind of a crafty haul video for that, because it's a lot of stuff, y'all. Yeah. So now we'll be putting myself on another ban until probably after summer, because I know the end of summer last year is when they had the Hobby Lobby clearance sale. I don't know if they do that every year, but I probably won't buy anything much until then. I did update the shop, my Etsy shop. I put some new bags in. I put some new charms in, because I call them maker charms, because you can have the lobster claw. You can use them on as stitch markers or zipper pulls or on a charm bracelet. I actually had some maker charm bracelets in there, like 3, just to see how they did. I haven't sold any, so those, I put those at 15% off, and I also put my Christmas printed bags at 15% off. I have sold some of those. I'll show you what's left. I have the sale set to the 31st, but I'm going to change it to whenever my listing renews, or just before that, so that I can archive it if it doesn't sell and just bring it back out when it gets closer to this Christmas. So if you really want it, now would be the time to get it, because it'll be 15% off. It won't be 15% off when I put it back up in the shop. So there's that. And I will share the bags. I've shared some bags last time that I made for the shop, but I've got a few more I put in there, and I have some in progress that I'll share in my Fabric Obsessed section. And then I will share in my DIY section, can't talk today, y'all, DIY section, the maker charms and maker charm sets that I just put in the shop. So, and I have lots of fun charms coming and fun fabrics coming. I'm excited for some other bags. They're just prints that I really loved, and I think everybody else will love them too. So yeah, there's a shop update. Things are 15% off. Not everything. The Christmas bags and the charm bracelets are 15% off. So you may want to check that out. My link is always down below. What else? Okay. So this month is March is for Makers. If you haven't heard, there are lots of fun hashtags going on Instagram. If you're not on there, you need to check them out. There is, let me see, I've got notes here. There's March Meet the hashtag March Meet the Maker, put on by Joanne Hawker. She has a whole month of stuff to put on for tags to do pictures of. There's also hashtag Hooked on Yarn 2019. That is put on by Stitches and Scraps U-Crafter, which is the underground crafter, and the Marley Bird. So that is all about crochet. Then another crochet one is called Crochet Madness, hashtag Crochet Madness, which is put on by the Wonderful Woolman, which it says Woolman, but that's like a play on words. Is the Wonderful Women, but it's Woolman. I'll put it as WOOL, like wool. Yeah. There are several people that are involved in that, so that's why I just did the Wonderful Woman, because there was a lot of them. But you should check out those hashtags. There's also hashtag March is for Mending. For mending clothing and mending your things rather than buying new things. There's been some awesome stitch work out there. Just doing like embroidery and stitch work to cover a hole or something versus a patch. It's really cool, and I like seeing them. As a matter of fact, I have, this is like an old jacket, little zip-up jacket I've had forever. I use it when I'm painting and doing stuff. You can see on the collar, but it had a hole in the elbow, and I put a patch on it. You see, that was just blue jean, and I just kind of did a swirl stitch around just to make it more interesting. So that's kind of some things to see, but there's some that are like way more than amazing than that. That's just a basic thing. So that's something to think about. Instead of buying new stuff, mend the stuff you have. And I will talk some more about specific people in my other segments that have been doing some amazing things with their mending, because it relates either to crochet or just sewing. So anyway, lost my train of thought for a second there, y'all. Jiminy Griggs. Yeah, I did that. I have a little list here. A little list that I had to write down so I could try to go to sleep last night, y'all. It's like after midnight, my brain is thinking about the stuff I want to talk about. So I was like, you know what? Let me grab this little notebook and just write it down. Maybe it'll help me sleep. I still didn't sleep that great. Kept waking up. Time changed last night too, so we lost an hour. So that's just got me all messed up. I really do not like the time changes. I think they should just do away with it. It's annoying. So that's my opinion on that. So what else do I got over here? Okay. I do have a few channel shout outs. Oh my God. I didn't write those down. Hold on just a second, y'all. Okay. I had to go look that up. That took longer than it should have. But I had a couple people, new people, that you may or may not have been watching. The first one is Chris Bragg, KB 1901 KB is her channel. And you may have seen her in your comments a lot. I know she was in my comments and on my Facebook page. She has a channel now. She has several videos up, so you should go check those out. She is a crocheter. I think that's mostly what she talks about. So yeah, go check her out, Chris Bragg. I think I discovered this one from, because sometimes when you go to, like, if I have a new subscriber, I'll look at see if they have a channel. And if they don't have a channel, sometimes I have a list of people they've recently subscribed to, and I'll be looking through that. But her name is Ramona Lee. She is a knitter. So from what I've seen, I've only watched one, maybe two of her videos. She's very excited about her knitting, and well, no, I think she does other things. I may be wrong about that. I feel like she was doing some other things, but she does have a yarn shop on Etsy. She dyes yarn. So you may want to go check that out. But she is a knitter, not a crocheter. I know a lot of people that watch are crocheters predominantly, so I just wanted to say that. So the other one is Heaven's Peacemaker. That's Beth. She's been in my comments a lot, and I did not realize she had a channel. I don't know how I missed that, but I usually check when someone subscribes it's new, but sometimes I don't get to. Oh, okay, I have a channel. I need to go watch it and look at, I don't like to just subscribe to people's channels because they may not be talking about anything I want to listen to. I'm not trying to be mean, but sometimes people subscribe that have a channel that's just not craft related. So, but usually I do subscribe because it's usually someone who's craft related as well. Anyway, go check out Heaven's Peacemaker. Beth at Heaven's Peacemaker was the other one. She does crochet and knitting, and she is a quilter. I think she does sew other things, but she had a video about making stitch markers the other day. But she was making them with the wire, but they were for the knitting. They were the kind that's for knitting, because they have a continuous loop in knitting for stitch markers. I don't know how that works exactly, because I'm still a new knitter, so I don't know how that works. Because in crochet, you have to be able to take them off. So anyway, go check out those guys, those people. There's some new ones. I have continually adding things to my watch later list, which I thought I'd watch more of this week, but I did not. So I slowly work through those, but I have gotten it organized where you would see the newest ones first, so I can get the new ones. They don't go down to the bottom, and then I can watch those, and then when I'm out of the new ones, then I go further down. Anyway, so what else? Oh, I'm participating in 2 different kinds of swaps this month. The first one is a scrap swap that was put on by my friend Monique from Farmhouse Quilts. Her and I did, the past 2 years, we did a sew-along for Christmas. And that just reminded me, I need to archive that group because we keep getting people signing up for it, and we don't do anything until later on. But I don't think she's going to be participating this year. I'm getting off on a tangent. Back to what I was talking about. Anyway, she did a scrap swap in her group, so you could sign up for it, and she partnered everybody. This is for fabric scraps. So my partner and I have been messaging in Facebook, and we had a lot of things in common, and we were supposed to send a quart-sized baggie full of scraps. You know, it had to be over an inch, you know. So, let me get this turned around right. Yesterday, when I got home, this box was on my back porch. It's like, what is this? And I realized it was for my scrap swap partner, because she had said it might be here by Monday. I was like, this is way bigger than a quart-sized baggie, y'all. Yes. So, this is what's in this bag. This box. This is one of those jumbo hefty bags with other little bags inside. Look at all those scraps. Look at it. Plus, there was this book. I love Missouri Star quilting. I watch their videos sometimes too. I love watching Jenny. Is it Jenny? Yeah, I think it's Jenny. She's so happy all the time. But yeah, that's what was in there. I'm glad I hadn't sent her stuff out yet, because I would have felt really bad. I had just sent her a quart-sized bag full of scraps and a little bit extra, because she said her birthday's coming up. So I had planned on putting some extra in it, but now I'm like, of course, she did send me a lot of her smaller scraps and like her triangle corners, because I collect those. We were talking, I have a basket dedicated to triangles back here, because I'm planning on making a scrappy triangle quilt. So, because she's like, please don't send me back a bunch of tiny. I said, I'm gonna make you a good package, because number one, it's your birthday, and because hello, this is amazing. She even had some of her grandmother's scraps in here, which is awesome. I know not everybody likes the small stuff. You know, I like all of it, so that was a pretty awesome thing to receive. I'm not going to take all this out and try to show it all, because there's a lot in here. But this was what I got from my scrap partner. Awesome. Awesome package to receive. So, I've got to put hers together so I can send it out Monday. I need to do that today. Ooh. So the other swap that I signed up for Llama Mama Kayla's what should you call that? A crafts friend swap or something? I don't know. This one is a spring clean your stash swap, I believe. I'll put it up here correctly. So I did sign up for that. I know yesterday was the last day to sign up for it, so hopefully we'll be getting our partners soon. So that's going to be exciting. I'm excited about that. I love doing these little swaps. It's so fun. You get to meet new people, and I've done a lot of them this year, actually. I did the beanie swap. I did the fiber share one. I done the scrap swap, and now I'm doing the yarn stash swap. So yeah, it's exciting. Now what else? So I've mentioned the 100-day project before. I know Llama Mama Kayla did a video just about the 100-day project. It's coming up in April on Instagram. You can look up that hashtag, or you can look it up in Google, and they do have a web page too. You can sign up for their emails. So I've decided that I'm going to be doing, I said I'd probably be doing my sewing scraps, and that's what I'm going to do. I have a bag full of scrap strips down here. That's what I'm going to do, and I'll talk more about that later when it gets closer and it's time to go. But you're supposed to, you tag it with the 100 days project, but you also create your own hashtag, which is about what you're doing. Or it really should, if you do hashtag 100 days of crochet, there's going to be like 100 other people that have that same hashtag. So my hashtag is hashtag 100 days of Teadoddles. That's the way I did it. That way it's easy to find my stuff if you're just wanting to see my stuff. Yeah, so you can look at that hashtag right now and see the projects I did the past 2 years, because those pictures are still up. I probably will be taking them off once I start the new one, just to, I don't know, I've got so many. Does anybody else do that? Do they delete Instagram pictures, like older ones? Some people completely delete everything at the beginning of the year and start over. I've never done that, but sometimes I feel like, especially if it's a picture I show more than one time for whatever reason, I try to delete the older one. So I don't know. I don't know that anybody actually goes back and looks at all those pictures. I try to keep all my pictures downloaded on my computer and stuff so I don't lose them, but I don't know. Does anybody else do that? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this is the third month. I have over 300 subscribers. So, and last month, I didn't do a giveaway. I usually do one about once a month. So, there's a surprise coming at the end of the video, so be sure to, well, I would say watch to the end, but you can skip ahead. I'll never know, but I'd appreciate it if you watch the whole video. So, I've got one more thing to share with you in this portion before we move on to Yarny Goodness finally. I did receive some pins and such from Zelda ZNRJ3. I think that's her name. I'll have it correct up here. But she sent, I got one of her packages, her buttons and stuff. This is a coaster, which I will never use as a coaster. It will go into my, because I also got one of her cards. Yeah, there it is right there. Zelda NRJ3. Yeah, there we go. And then I also got her buttons, which I've added to this bag, which I've got most of my buttons on right now. So I got the 1-800-Z Touched Me, and I also got Yarn is Life button. Yeah, she was trying to raise some extra money because she wanted to go to Stitches West, and she's been out of work because of health reasons. So yeah, she didn't want to just have people give her money. She wanted to give back something in return, so that's what she did, which I think is pretty awesome. I have yet to be able to watch all of her Stitches West videos, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, I think we can finally move on. Woo! Time for Yarny Goodness. Okay, guys, I don't have as much as I usually do to show y'all in this segment. The past few podcasts, my Yarny Goodness, well, for a while now, my Yarny Goodness segment has been bigger than my other segments, but this time my other segments have more stuff to show. But I have done a little bit of crochet. I don't have anything completely finished to show y'all. I do have this scarf that the only reason it's not finished is because I was trying to decide if I wanted to do the tassels on or not, and I think I am, because I had left like the rest of the yarn in case I wanted to do tassels. So this is, I love this yarn, y'all. This is a Karen cake. I believe it's blueberry cake. I'll put everything up here. I know this pattern is the Sia Scarf by Brianna Larapoli. I probably didn't say that right, but she's from Life and Yarn. This was in one of those, if you follow Ideal Me or Moogly or what is the other one? Make Do and Crew. They've put out where they have the crochet bundles a lot, and they're like $19 and you get a ton of patterns. So I bought their latest one, and this was in that pattern bundle. So, but look at this yarn. I love how it gets the speckles in it. I hope y'all can see that. It's a very simple pattern, but I love how it's just a puff stitch in the center, but the way it's done, it just looks really cool. And then this, I just put the whole cake into this. I made it a lot longer than the pattern requires. So it's very long, and you can kind of see how it goes up like that. That's the way it's designed. So you're supposed to put tassels at these corners that point down, and then on the other end you would put tassels at the center, which kind of points up. It's not pointing up that much, but that's where you'd put the tassels at. I kind of like that, so I probably am going to do that. Like I said, this is the Karen cake. This is actually the Karen cake that I was going to send to my fiber share partner, but I bought too much yarn and I couldn't fit everything in the package. So, because she was in the UK and shipping is expensive, y'all. So, there it is. That is something that I just got to do the tassels and I'll be done with that. Even though it's much too warm here already to wear anything like that. We had a cold snap this week. Like, we had a hard frost one day, and by the next day it was in the 70s again already. Because it got into the 80s in mid-February, which is ridiculous. The azaleas were blooming, and pollen was everywhere, and now we had a hard frost, so it's going to start all over again. Yay! Got a big storm coming through again today, so we'll see how everything goes. The only other thing I have to show you as far as a whip is my cascading kimono cardigan, which should have been done already by now. I have one sleeve to do, y'all. That's all I have left to do. I haven't managed to do that for some reason. It's not even a long sleeve. It's a short sleeve. You'll see. Yeah, see? It has a sleeve. I made this as long as I wanted to make it, and I just have to put the other sleeve in and weave in my ends, and I'm done. So I'm not going to try this on again right now, but that's where I am at that. So I've got to add the sleeve, and I'll be done with this. Hopefully I can get done while I'm watching Gypsy Rose's live chat. Yay! So put that back in there. Choop, choop. And that's all for now. I haven't received any of my yarn clubs yet this month. I know Mary Maxim has shipped out. I did sign up for the new Etsy shop yarn club of the month. I picked a new one for this month. I don't think that ships out until the 15th, so I won't have that till later in the month. And Darn Good Yarn didn't come till later in the month, and neither does Jimmy Beans, which will probably just be more of those little mini things. Which I think I've decided. I know Summer from Summer's Tips and Stitches was making kind of like granny square patterns with them. And she had a bunch with a bunch of different, even the little bits she had left over she did, which I really liked. I thought it was cool. I think I'm going to do something like that, but I may do... I'm seriously thinking about, I've seen a lot of people with their minis, when they're knitting, they make these mitered squares. I think I might want to try doing that. So we'll see. Because I have some knitting needles coming. I did not order a full set. I ordered, let's see, on Lion Brand, I ordered some yarn from their clearance section. Well, not their clearance section. They have a thing called Sheepy Deals now. And they had some stuff in there. I ordered some of this. It's called steel wool on the cones. And I never really, it's like, what is that all about? But it actually has steel and wool in the thread. It's like, well, that's interesting. But it was on clearance in that little section for like $2.50. It's usually $10. So I ordered 2 different colors because I have an idea about making some jewelry with it. So we'll see how that goes, because I don't imagine it's something you'd want to wear, but we'll see. And then I ordered, was it Landscapes? Is that from Lion Brand? Yeah, Lion Brand Landscapes. They had this chartreuse color, which is like this obnoxious kind of yellow with a tinge of green to it. And depending on who does the color, I really like the color. Reminds me of some spring leaves when they first start coming out. Anyway, they had that one color for $1.75 a skein, so I bought several of those. And I ordered a knit kit. It's for a shawl that I had seen before and I loved. They were 30% off, so I only paid like $12.38 for it. And it has a, was it a mandala or a cupcake or something? But it also has the 24/7 cotton, which I don't like crocheting with, but I really love that shawl, so I'm gonna try it. It's a knit kit. So then I needed the needle size because it was like a 10mm needle, which is a larger needle, I guess. I don't know. So I didn't order it from Line Brand, but on Etsy I found a shop. I ordered a 10mm circular needle. It had a 40-inch circular thing. I figured that'd be big enough. I don't know. And then that was a Knitter's Pride. And then I ordered, they had some Chow Goo, which I've heard good things about. 1.5, which is a sock size. I think it had a 16-inch. I don't know. It was a longer, it wasn't as long as the 40-inch, but it was not super short. They had it on sale for $5, which is pretty cheap. And then I ordered another set of Chow Goos for $9, which is the 1 size. So I want to make some socks, and that one has a shorter connector. So I would love to order a whole set of interchangeable needles, but they are very pricey, and I've already spent a lot this week between the estate sale and Etsy shopping, so I just ordered those so I can try out some new things. So I'm excited about those. So that is coming, so I can try out some more new knitting things. And that yarn is coming. But I wanted to show you, I've never shown this on here before, I don't think. But this is, see all the little holes in it? My dad made this for me. It was like his prototype one, so I have it. So that's why there's some holes that look like they're in the wrong place. It has some metal pegs that go in it. That's what I can't find, is the metal pegs. I have no idea where I stuck them at. I know I put them somewhere in a container somewhere and I can't find them. I'll find them eventually, but I just haven't used this in a while. But this is for blocking crochet or knitting. Like if you have a dishcloth or you make this granny squares, it has pegs. It has peg holes so that I could do a 6-inch, a 9-inch, or 12-inch square on it. And the pegs are kind of long, and they're metal, which he polished the ends of so it doesn't snag. And then I've been able to stack several on here at once because I had a steamer which is broken, so I need another one because that's the way I like to do the squares. I'll like put them on here and do the steam over them, and then I'll put another one on and then do it again, and then I just let them set and kind of dry. So I might spray them with a little something and then steam it, but that's the way I usually do them. So these, I really like. This is made of, this is raw cedar, so you can't smell it right now, but when I'm steaming over it, you can smell the cedar smell. It's really nice. So I really love this thing. And if somebody is interested in these, I could possibly, I know he has some other ones made up, but he painted those, so they're kind of different. But if it's something somebody would be interested in, I could possibly get him to make some more for the shop. So just let me know. I also wanted to show this. I bought this a long time ago at the Habitat for Humanity Restore. This is also a blocking board. I don't know if someone made this or bought it, but it's pretty cool. It has the holes that go out here, and then it has the wooden pegs that store in the end, which is a really nice feature. They're just kind of hard to get in and out of that hole. Some of them stick. There was like one missing. There's only 4 with this one. So, but it has handles, and I thought this was pretty cool. I don't think I paid, I pulled the sticker they put on it off. It hadn't come off all the way, but I might have paid $1 for this, but I thought that was really cool. And I had never seen one like that before. It has those handles. Pretty sure somebody made this, but that was really neat find. So these boards are really great for, like I said, things you need to square up. Small things you need to square up. I have some mats for bigger things. Just some of those industrial floor mats because it's cheaper than, and they're bigger. I just hook them together. They're not the play mats like with the letters in it, but it's like just, I can hook a bunch together so I have something longer to block on. It's good. So, y'all, that's it for my yarny goodness. I don't have anything to show y'all for yarny goodness, but stick around for the next segment, which is Fabric Obsessed, because I have project bags and things to show. I also have stitch marker charm things to show in my DIY section, so hang around for that. It's still kind of yarny related. Yeah. Okay, it's time for Fabric Obsessed. And I feel like I've been letting my fabric peeps down here lately. I did do my fabric stash flash, so there was that. But I have been doing a lot of sewing this week. I have quite a bit of fabric to share with y'all, even though it's not even all of it, because some of it will be in my Etsy haul video that I'm going to do. So, first thing I'm going to do is show you, I've shown some of the bags last week, but I'm going to show you a couple that I don't think I showed. I don't think I showed these. It's just a couple that I didn't have sewn. Y'all, this is where I keep my bags. In a giant Ziploc. I need a better way to do this. This is ridiculous. That doesn't even make no sense. I'm trying to keep dog fur. I have dogs, and fur gets on everything. So I try to keep dog fur out of it. That's why I put it in there. So that's why it's like that. Sorry about all that plastic. So, along with the new bags I showed last week, which I have sold 2 of those. I have to ship those out Monday. I just got that order yesterday. I have a few other ones that I did sew up. This is another one of my, call this my small maker bag because it is half the size and height of my maker bag, but the same width as my maker bag. So it's the height of my mini maker, but the width of my maker. This is really good for those long skeins of yarn like Karen Simply Soft and stuff like that. You can see on the inside is this print. This has been in my stash for a while. I've done lots of things with it. I really love that print. And then I had, for some reason I had this plaid shell sewn up, but I never put a lining with it, which is weird. So I had this one more plaid fat quarter, which is similar to the ones I had in my shop before. Those have all sold. So this does have a tag to hang stitch markers on. Y'all, most of these tags I use for ribbon, these ribbon tags, you know when you order fat quarter bundles and stuff and they have ribbon on the outside? I saved that ribbon and I use it for stuff like this. Not gonna throw it in the trash. So these bags do have the cording in them versus the it's like cotton cording versus the twill. And I don't know why, but I like the cording in these bags. My mini makers have the twill. My maker bags have the twill. I don't know why, but I just like the cording in these bags. It's weird. But yeah, I don't put handles on this because I feel like when you draw it up, this is long enough. You could put it even over your shoulder if you wanted to. It's just a little, I mean, I didn't feel like it's necessary to have a handle, but some people may disagree. You know what? I just realized I didn't put a tag on this. I'm terrible about that. My branding tag, which, oh, we'll talk about that for just a second because I've had some people ask me about that. So, my tags, I had a stamp made for my shop, like a ink stamp. It's a Klingon stamp I put on my acrylic block. Of course, when that one wears out, I'm gonna get one with the wooden handle because I think it'll be easier. But I can't remember the name of the shop, but I'll put it up here. It's just, the name is escaping me at the moment. But they did an excellent job. I made my logo in PicMonkey, and I sent them a little PDF thing of it, and they made me a stamp. So that's what that is on there. It's just a stamp. And this is twill, but it's like, it's cotton twill that you would buy to, if you do rug binding. That's what this is. Because I also have twill for my drawstring, which is a lot softer and smoother, as you can see. Not smoother necessarily. It's actually, the texture stands out more on it. So I buy this one because it's stiffer and it's better for tags. And I just stamp them and cut them. And that's what I do. And I buy my, this, I just ordered some more. Maple Street Textiles. I think that's where I've been ordering it from. But I'll have the correct one up here. So that's all that is for my tags. And I just sew them in. And it's just an easy tag. I started to order some specially printed tags, but I felt like with my stamp, I could make tags. I can stamp it on my paper things. It's more versatile, and it lasts longer than me printing out labels that I got to reorder all the time. So that's what I use for my tags. And I forgot to put one on this. I just realized. So then I have one maker bag finished. I'm going to make some more of these, but I put this together really quick. I had the lining cut already. This is, I really love this. This is actually plaid shirting, which shirting means it's designed to make a shirt, like a button-up shirt or something like that. It's very soft. This almost has a flannel feel to it, but it's thinner than flannel, so it's soft. And then I have the pink on the top with that little line dot pattern, and on the inside it's very bright and springy. This fabric I believe I got from Cece's fabric shop, and I purchased from her a lot for things, but it's like a watercolor floral print, or almost reminds me of ocean. These all come with the pocket that runs across one side. It has bigger segments, and it has, what is it, 3 small sections in the center, which is designed to keep hooks or pencils or whatever you need to stick in there, like that. And there's my label, and there is a ribbon tab there to hang stitch markers or whatever on the top of it. So this is a larger, I just call it my maker bag because it's like my mid-range bag, really, size. So those are up in there. I grabbed, this is not the right bag. Oh, where's that other bag? Y'all, I'm crazy. The bag is sitting right here up under the other bag. Okay, so I've showed these before, but they are finished now. I did swap the linings out because I couldn't stand it. So these 2 totes, I haven't actually listed these 2 yet because they're kind of fall looking. And, well, this one, I'm not super happy with the way the lining did in these, because it's like, well, this one's not as bad as the other one. So this one I will probably list. So it's not doing the same thing. I'm just having to iron that tab, because I put tabs in them. I didn't have tabs in my other ones, and I'm going to stitch it down. It's flipping. I got to iron it. It'll stay better. But these are my maker totes. They don't have a closure at the top, but they have the same pocket going across and the tab. And they're made with batik squares. And I usually put on the bottom heavier duty fabric. This is a cotton textured fabric, and the handles are made of the same thing. So this one will go in the shop. I don't have it up yet, but it will. This one will not. And this is why. I have adjusted this several times. If you look down in there, I cannot keep this fabric from folding over, and then the pocket folds over in the corner, and it's not fitting right down in there, and I don't like that. And I'm not going to sell it to somebody, but you will see this again shortly. There's your clue right there. But so those are the other new bags I've put up in the shop that are finished. And y'all, I'm having issues today. Things are not working out like I want them to. Okay, here we go. These are the bags that are 15% off in my shop that are left. The ones I have left. So I have, this is a maker bag. It has the reindeer print on it. It's the same as the other. It has this nice sparkly polka dot lining. And it has, the pocket matches the outside. Then I have a matching, these have jingle bells on them, sorry y'all. The matching little zipper cosmetic pouch thing. And these also have a tab. I put tabs on just about all my bags. If you want to hang something on it, it's just a plain lining. No pockets, but these have the box bottom, and the top is closed, so it has a triangular kind of side, so it's bigger on the bottom. And these come with the little these always come with a little charm on the zipper. So this has a jingle bell because it's Christmas. And then I do still have the Take a Notion pouch that matches that one. So I have that whole set in there. They are listed individually, but they're all 15% off. And this is my Take a Notion pouch because I made it zip all the way around the edge so you can really get in there and find your stuff, whatever you may stick in there. So I have that, which is I have all three pieces that go with that. All my other stuff has sold except for this one cosmetic type pouch and this one. I've already sold the Take a Notion pouch. Wait a minute, is that right? Hold on just a second. Okay, yeah, I believe I've already sold the Take a Notion pouch, but I could be wrong about that. It's not in my bag. This is why I store stuff like that in the bag is not a good idea. But I have it listed in my Excel files and stuff, so I do know that. But I do know I have this one in there, and it is this kind of argyle sweater print on the bottom, and this flannel on the outside. It has a red jingle bell charm on the zipper, and again it has the plain lining with a tab. So this one is also 15% off. So that's the ones I have left in my Christmassy kind of bag section. So they will be on sale for 15% off until it's time to renew for the listing, which I think is coming up on the 22nd. Right now it says the 31st on the shop, but I think it's the 22nd because I don't want to pay for that listing. I can archive it until Christmas comes around again. So, but they won't be on sale when I bring them back again at Christmas time. So now they're 15% off. Okay. This is ridiculous. Yeah. So this is still for sale in the shop. This is my Mega Maker bag. This will hold an Afghan's quantity of yarn if you're a crocheter, or you could use it to tote your dirty laundry to the laundromat. I mean, whatever you want to do with it. It does have a handle. Now this one, I have one that's my prototype that didn't have the handle, and I added the handle, but my new ones I'll be extending the handle to the seam here so it's longer. So it's just designed to tote it. This has the cotton drawstring cording in the top, so it's heavier duty. This has that same heavy weight that was on the other bag, cotton on the bottom, It has a linen type fabric on the top. And I say linen type because I'm not completely sure it's linen. It looks like linen to me. Burns like linen. You can do burn tests on fabrics when you don't know what they are. But sometimes I have fabric that I've thrifted or from my stash that I don't know the origins of. So that's why I say linen-like. And if this bag is designed, when it's completely full, it will sit by itself. And you can fold down this top. There is a tab in it. These little cotton ones don't lay down as good, but when they have something on it, they will. It has the pockets all the way across one side. And these have 4 slots for crochet hooks and or pins or pencils, whatever, and then 2 smaller ones. Well, a smaller one and a bigger one on each side. And it has this wonderful farm animal print, which I do quilt these lightly. So this does have batting in the lining, whereas the other ones I showed you before, well, besides my maker tote, it does have a lining batting. So this one is in the shop for sale now. It's been in there for a while. A lot of people favorite it, but no one has bought it yet. But I have some in progress over here. Figured I should put some different options in there besides that one, because that is a big tote. So it's my most expensive tote. Although I have yet to make any traveling maker totes to put in there. They are okay. They are the same size from here down, but it has a zipper and it has handles, and it has a zipper pouch and a regular pocket pouch inside it. So it would be the same price probably as that one, because it's really the same size. That one just has an extended top and drawstring, so it has all the zippers in it. But anyway, okay, here we go. So these are my maker tote, my mega maker totes in progress. Okay, this one will have this on the outside, which is like a textured cotton again. This one's a little bit lighter weight than the other one. And then on the inside, we'll have this Tim Holtz print, which is like, you can see the print better on the side. It's like tickets and stuff or something. And then you can see the pockets better because this one is not sewn together yet. That's what the pockets are. They run across one whole side. So this will be the outside. This will be the inside. And then this will be the drawstring at the top of the bag on the outside of the bag. This color here. Which, I thought I already had this cut, but it's actually supposed to be this tall and folded in half. So that's what that one will look like. That aside, then I have this one, which this has the same farm animal print on the lining. It's quilted. Again, you can see the pockets better. I gotta add a tab to this one. So that's what the inside looks like. And when I say quilted, I would call this sparsely quilted. You know, it's like lines. I think they're about 3 or 4 inches apart. I don't even know if you can see that on there. Well, you're not going to be able to see that, but I just quilt it down to help hold the batting in there. And this one will have, oops, this striated denim on the outside. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. So that will be on the outside of that, and then it will have the same linen look top for where the drawstring goes. So that's the second one. I just got to finish these up, guys. And this last one is probably my favorite, which is crazy because this is the outside fabric. This is like a lightweight denim with this green background and floral print, which wasn't my favorite. This is something I got in a box of thrifted fabric. wasn't my favorite, but the way I've paired it with other fabrics, I really love this bag. So this is the inside. This green linen texture is also a thrifted fabric. And then I put this other floral print for the pockets. And I quilted this with some polyester trilobal thread in that same coral color. Yeah. So we have this on the inside, this on the outside, and then that top band is going to be this denim, lightweight denim, which I love because it picks up, there's some little blue flowers on here, and this color picks it up really well. I love this one. Now this is what this has got a kind of textured look to it. Yeah. I had ordered some chambray fabric, which I'll show you in a little bit, that I was going to do, but it's too lightweight to use for the top of the bag. So those are Mega Maker bags coming into the shop. So we'll be making some more maker bags, and the Mega Maker bags hopefully I'll have before the end of this week in there. So that's something to look forward to if you look forward to those kind of things. Give me just a second, I gotta move these boards. Okay, so now we're on to new fabric purchases. As I said, I made some, I'm gonna take a sip of water. I had to change the water, y'all. The coffee cup's pretty much empty and I needed some water. These right here are cute. This is a Pioneer Woman mason jar kind of thing. It came with the straws. My mom gave me these one Christmas. I love these things. Okay. But the fabric I ordered from Etsy, some of it's come in. I'm not showing you that yet because I'm going to do it in my Etsy haul video. But I have some other fabrics to show you. Yeah. I did not purchase all of this fabric, just so you know, which we'll find out here shortly. I did get my Tilla Lily Fat Quarter Club for the month. These are some very cute fabrics, and I love them. That coral fabric that's in that last bag I showed on the inside with the flower, that was from a Tilla Lily Fat Quarter Club. It would just fit in just perfectly with it. But this one is, look at this. This is Simple Goodness by Tasha Knoll for Riley Blake Designs. That's what this is. So, look. How cute is that? I love it. I love that print. Very cute. And then this one has the little chickens on it. Oh my goodness. Love that. And then we have this. This kind of has a little bit of a retro feel to it. This floral print. I love that as well. And then we just have this stripe which fits in so perfectly with it. And this last one is the darker one. It has kind of little stars. Yeah, that's stars on it. There we go. So, I really love this bundle. And it's so cute. I may make some summer bags out of this. We'll see. But that was from my Tilla Lily Fat Quarter Club for this month, March. Then I ordered this Fat Quarter bundle from the Fat Quarter shop. It was one of their flash sales and it was a really good deal. It's like a bunch of neutrals. I love the prints on these. I'm gonna try to show them to y'all without making a mess. That will be a feat. Okay, let's see. So you probably saw that front one pretty good. This is that one. That one's got like a pale blue stacked print on it. These are really light fabrics, so they can kind of see the other stuff behind it. So there's that print. There's that one. I like that green. It's pretty. There's that one. Yeah. There's that one. These are more modern prints, which I really love. I really like that print. Another abstract butterfly looking print. This one has beds on it, which I love. This is kind of Aztec-y looking or something. Let go. My arm's getting tired. There's that. This is abstract roses. Oh, this is a wordy one, which I really love. It says make and create passion on it, which I love. This is a black and white print. And one more. They're light blue squares. So, that was a lot more in there than I remembered. Anyway, try to get this string back off. Wow, that took way too long to get the fabric back together. Ridiculous. Okay, next we have fabric from Hobby Lobby. Now, I did not buy this fabric. My parents bought this fabric. They were in Hobby Lobby and they saw it. It was $2 a yard, and they just bought whatever was left on the bolt. So, 2 of these are 5 yards each. One is 2 yards plus a little piece that was left over, and one is 3 yards. So, and luckily, I really like these prints. I normally don't like people picking out fabric for me because I might not like it, but these I really love. So this one is, oh, stuck one over my pen. See, it's got these little leaves in different colors over it. A little bunny and a little girl holding a thing. Yeah, I really like that. It's cute. I have 2 yards of this, plus a little extra piece that's 24 inches. So then I have this one. It has a bicycle outline and a cat outline, what looks like a feather, and some leaves in different colors. I love the color palettes on these. It's like a purpley gray almost color. And then I have, let me show this other one first because it kind of goes with these. This one is 5.5 yards. Yeah. So I like the print on that as well. These will be great for quilt backs or bags. So you probably will see some of this in bags soon. And then I got this one, which is, this is 3 yards. This is different than the rest, but I really love that print. That bright pop of green with that gray. It's very pretty. So I thank my parents very much. Although they are kind of instigators, as you may have seen in my yarn haul video from Hobby Lobby. But this is a lot of fabric, so, but it was a good deal because it was only $2 a yard. Like I said, I can use it for a bag, linings especially, or quilt backs because I have so much yardage on some of these, so that'll be great. I have one more set of fabric to show you. Told you this segment was going to be bigger than usual, but it has been in a while. I ordered some fabrics during the President's Day sale on Fabric Mart, which technically most of these were supposed to be for bag things, so only one of them was really extraneous because that was before my crafty band was broken. But I'm going to show you. These are the chambrays. I got a yard of each. It says $14.99, but it was 60% or 60 or 65% off their whole site and half price shipping, so I didn't pay that price for it. But this is the 2 colors of chambray I got. kind of this charcoal gray and this lighter blue gray. Was I wanted these for linings of my Take a Notion pouches and my little other cosmetic-y shaped pouches, but this is very thin. This is a lot thinner than I thought it was going to be. I know chambray is lightweight, but this is a very lightweight. I didn't pick that up from their description, but you can see through this. Yeah, you can see straight through that. So this is much too light to use for a lining because I feel like it would rip too easily. I'd have to put a double layer of it. So I won't be using that for bag lining, but could make a nice shirt for summer. Certainly. Now this one is also a chambray, but it is a pinstripe, which I love. Now this one I definitely can use as bag lining. And that's actually the back side of it. So it's actually darker. I'll show. It's darker than that, but you could really use both sides of that, depending on what I was going for. And this one is lightweight, but it is not, you can't see through that, right? It's not so sheer, so it would be great. This one will be great for linings, so I can use that for linings. The other two are just too thin. And the only thing I ordered that was not bag related was this sweater knit. I ordered 2 yards of it because I loved it. I can make me a wrap out of it or something. But this is what it actually looks like. I just love that. It's very soft and flowy, but it has a texture to it. Yeah, I love that. So it says $12.99 yards, but it's 60% off. That's, well, I know it's less than $6.50 a yard. I got 2 yards because half would be $6.50. So that's what I got from Fabric Mart. And that is all from this segment. This is taking forever. Y'all, I'm going to have to really edit this video down. I don't know if I'm going to be able to post this. It's so long. Oh, Jiminy Cricks. On to DIY and thrifty goodness. I have quite a few things to show. Not quite as much as that. Okay. First thing I want to show are the stitch marker or charm bracelets that are on my Etsy shop that are for sale. They're 15% off right now. Oof. These are in bags. I really don't want to take them out, y'all, so I'm going to try. I guess I can take it out on the card. Okay, I'm going to show you these charms. These are the ones that are 15% off in my shop. These are charm bracelets, maker charm bracelets is what I call them. They have, this one has a mushroom and a little leaf with a colored stone dangle. It's in the antique bronze and it has that flower on it. This does have a regular lobster clasp on it. Like a 12mm lobster clasp on it. You can see better pictures on my Etsy shop, okay? So that is one. Then I have a silver toned one. This one has a bigger lobster claw clasp, which I think I like better on those. Yeah. And then it has this rose with kind of a coppery leaf, this bead that's kind of jasper colored, and this arrow. That's the ones that are on it. And then, turn it right. The last one is a copper tone set. Copper tone. Reminds me of the sunscreen. It has a regular lobster claw. I need to get some bigger ones for these. I think that would make them better. But this one has like, it seems kind of random because it has a number 7 with the little angel wings kind of on it. And it has a number 1. And then it has this little, these are like plastic disc looking things with a bead on it. The 1 and the 7, number 17 is very important to me. Lots of birthdays, including my own, are on the 17th. It's a number that pops up in my life a lot. So I thought maybe somebody else would find significance to that number. So anyway, those are kind of random ones that I put together with some stuff I already had. So that may be why they're not selling, because they're kind of random. I did try to group them with stuff that made sense. But anyway, those are all 15% off in my shop. They're called Maker Charm Bracelets. So you can check those out, because I probably will pull those out if they don't sell any. I don't see any reason in keeping something in there that's not selling. So now I'm going to show you the Maker Charms that I have recently added to the shop. Yeah, I have all these on. Okay, now so okay, I have all of these sets. These are the charms I showed you before. This is the gold one. There we go. Yeah, and all of these have the same charm. They're just in different tones. So I have the gold, I have the silver, I have the antique bronze, and I have the copper. And they do come with these mini book rings to store them on. I find those easier to open. So I have those in the shop. Nope. Where is, okay. Now, also, these are single ones. So these don't come with a book ring, but they're larger. These have the bigger hooks on them too. The 16mm hooks. So I have a mermaid. That one's about 2 inches. I have a crab that has a 2-tone. It's got antique brass and silver. I have a bird cage, a 3D bird cage. And I have this owl with the jewels. It has 2 different tones of metal on it as well. These are all 1.5 to 2 inches long. So these are bigger stitch markers. They're not super heavy or anything like that. They're just larger. I say stitch markers, but they're bigger charms. You can use it as they're larger. Zipper pulls on your jacket, on your bag, on whatever you want to put it on. Put it on a bracelet, put it on a necklace, put it on your crochet or knitting, whatever. That's what these are all for. So then I have also put up, I have 2 sets of these in the shop. They have a, okay, come on now. There we go. They have a travel to go coffee mug and a coffee cup, or it could be a teacup. It has a little spoon on a saucer. So I have 2 sets like that in there. Now I have some other free sets. All the sets come with the mini book ring to keep the stitch markers on, okay? So this one has, can't get that one to turn around right. Okay. It has a seahorse and this little, it looks like the wheel on a boat with the jewels in it. And then it has, why is that one, that one's right. This charm, which has a mermaid, and it has this cool fish scale jewelry looking tone on it. So that stitch marker has kind of 2 charms on it. So that is a set. Then I have, this is kind of a travel set. I have an airplane with some jewelies on it, a camera, this is getting really hard to do, y'all. Camera. And Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty, which I does not want to pick up. It's not like a super detailed version of her, but you can tell what it is supposed to be. And then I have this one with dragonflies. This has this dragonfly and this one. Oh, jeez, this is not working. Which are flat backed. And then this one, it has that embossed dragonfly on both sides. I'm out of breath from trying to hold up stitch markers. That's ridiculous. Anyway, now, I did promise to put, and I have hooks on them, but I haven't put them in the shop. These camel ones. I know someone was expressing interest in these when I showed the charms last time. Come on, focus. There we go. Yeah. But the reason I haven't put them in the shop yet, these are the 12mm hooks. These really need, because they're a bigger stitch marker, they need the or stitch marker or charm, whatever. They need the 16mm, and I had to order some. I didn't have any, so that's why they aren't in the shop yet. But they are coming. I'm waiting for the bigger hooks so I can put those on there. And these also have these really cool triangular shaped jump rings, if you can see that. So that's why they aren't in the shop yet. They will be coming because I'm waiting for the bigger hooks. Okay, now I showed you these United States shaped ones before, and I have some hooks on some, so those are coming to the shop soon too. They're kind of bigger for, I don't know if you'd want to use that as a stitch marker. It's lightweight though. But the silver ones I probably won't put in there unless I can figure out how to, that edge on the silver ones, like the edge here, is very rough. It's not like that on the rose gold. They're smooth. And it's not like that on the, this might be backwards when I show this, but it's not like that on the bronze ones. So the bronze and the rose gold I will put in there. I have 5 of each. I'm just waiting for the bigger hooks for these again. So those are coming. And I have some other stitch markers ordered coming in. So those are coming as well. I think you're really going to like them. I'm excited about them. I scoured Etsy for the coolest stitch markers I could find. They might not be cool to y'all, but I thought they were cool. So I do have some. I'm still waiting again for those antique bronze lobster claws that are bigger, and those round lever back earring things that'll be good because they're smaller, and I got them in a bunch of different finishes. But I have these. I will be making stitch markers out of these soon. I don't know if you can tell what that even is. Those are handcuffs. Yeah, so that will be on a stitch marker soon. I don't even remember where I got these, but I've had them for a long time, and I was like, those would be cool stitch markers. So there are more coming, but those are what's in the shop now. Go check them out. My stitch marker, my Maker Charm bracelets are on sale, 15% off. And then I have a bunch of other sets and stuff. All the sets come with the little mini book ring, and I try to match the tone of it to the tone of the stitch markers. Yeah, I'm tired. This video is going to be way longer than I wanted it to, even though it excluded a good bit of the stuff I have, which is crazy. So, now, oh, the other DIY news. I did a post on the blog this week about my dad building a portable chicken coop because he has chickens, little chicks. I'll put that blog post in the links in my show notes, and you can go check that out. Yeah, I helped him a little bit, but I really went out there. I was looking for a blog post, and I was like, hey, I could do a blog post about this. So, I haven't gotten to do DIY with my dad in a long time, so that was fun. He does have chicken wire on it now. He didn't have the chicken wire when I did the post, but he made it so he could take his growing chickens out and put them in the yard, and they'll be protected still, and they can peck in the grass. So, yeah. Now, another sip of water. Okay, now that you've made it to the very end of this what's probably going to be a way too long video that I tried to make shorter by excluding things, and it didn't work. Now, my big announcement. Remember I said March is the 3rd month. March is for makers. March. I've reached over 300 subscribers. So guess what? I'm doing 3 giveaways this month. That's right. I'm going to show you the first one this week. Next Saturday will be the second one. Well, actually, I think there's 5 Saturdays in March. We've already passed the first one. So this Saturday and the next 2, I will reveal another prize. But I'm not going to announce the winner to the last Saturday of the month. So you can look at this prize. You can enter for all 3. You're only eligible. You can only win 1. They will all be about different things. So you may want to wait to the end to see what each one's about. So you can put an entry on all of them, or just the one you would like to possibly win. So anyway, I'm doing a giveaway this Saturday. Well, this is Saturday. Well, this is Sunday already, y'all. Anyway, the next 2, I will have 2 more. And then the last Saturday of the month, hopefully it'll be Saturday and not Sunday. It could be Saturday or Sunday, y'all. Let's just go ahead and say that. Podcasts will come out either Saturday or Sunday. Yeah. Because I try to do them on Saturday. It doesn't always work. Here lately, it seems like it's working less and less. So Saturday or Sunday, we'll have the podcast. And I'm going to show y'all this week's prize, and I'll show you next week's prize and the week after prize, and then the last Saturday of the month, I will announce the winner. I think y'all got it now. Have I said it enough times? Let's just see what this week is, okay? All right. This week is all about the yarn, baby. I have, let's see. This is Wool-Ease Thick and Quick. Yeah. This is the colorway. Where is it? Purple Martin. So it's gray with like these little spots of purple in it. Okay. I have not 1, but 4 of these. Okay. I think I got this at the dollar bin at Line Brand when they had that big sale. So I have, these 3 came in a pack, and this one came separately. So I have 4 in the Purple Martin. And I have, for some reason, 1 straggly and Bluebird. So it has the blue. Well, it's kind of a purpley blue in there. But it goes with that. So that would, you could sneak that into something. It'd be a cool little transition. So that's 5 skeins of yarn. This is a number 6 super bulky. Works out really quick. This is 80% acrylic, 20% wool. This is a 5 ounce or 140 gram skein. It's 87 yards or 80 meters. So there's not that many yardage on here, but you have 5. Even though there's that one oddball color, it definitely goes with the others. So you have 5 skeins. 5 skeins of yarn. And let's see. What else was I going to say? Lost my train of thought. This is open to everybody, even international. I will say that if you are international, I can only ship this if it's allowed to be shipped to your country. And I will not pay for any, like if it imposes a tariff for some reason when I send it, I try to make it so it doesn't. There's kind of regulations you can look at to try to avoid that. But the person that wins would be responsible for that. So anybody international, just know that. But it is open to everybody. But wait, that is not all. Remember that bag I was talking about earlier? Yeah. I really don't want to put this for sale in my shop because I do not like the way the lining worked out. It is still a useful bag. It's handmade by me. I know it's fall colors, but it's still beautiful. This is a linen on the inside, this plaid. I just don't like the way the corners fold because I couldn't get, even though I cut it the same size as the outside, I don't know what happened with this one, y'all. Still a very useful bag. In my opinion, a very nice bag. It has the pockets in it, your tab. And guess what? This is a pretty good size bag. I don't think I can fit all this yarn in there, but I can fit that 3-pack. That gives you a good idea of what size that is. Cannot fit the other 2 in there. So, this is what you win. You win this, for this particular prize for this week, this tote, 5 skeins of Woolies Thick and Quick, 4 of which are the same color. 1 is different, but it still goes well with it. So that is this week's prize. And you know me, I usually sneak in a little something extra at the end, which is a surprise I don't tell till I announce the winner. So probably a stitch marker, maybe a crochet hook, I don't know, but there'll be something extra that goes with this. So for this week, my Yarny prize, let me think. I always like to ask a question that you can answer in the comments. That way I know you're actually kind of paying attention to my podcast. I don't announce giveaways like in my title or anything like that. I know some people do. It can drive up your subscribers, but it's also, I don't like to take away from the subscribers who actually enjoy being here, if that makes any sense. I know I will still get people who just subscribe just to see if they can win things. You can't avoid that. So, what is my question? This is my question. What yarny goodness are you working on? Have you cast on something new for spring? Are you still in the snowy winter, which I know a lot of people up north are? Yeah. What are you working on? That's what I want to know, because I like to hear about what people's working on. If you want to join my Teadoddles Maker group, you can show pictures in there of what you're working on, and everybody can go, ooh, ah, over what you're working on. And that is for everybody, not just yarn stuff. That's for whatever you're making. I don't care what it is you're making. You can share it in there. And there's also a finish along going on in there, which I forgot to talk about earlier, but it's all in the group. The link's down below if you want to check it out. Y'all, I'm getting tired. I've been talking forever. This video is way too long, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to post all this at one time. So, to enter the contest, which is not sponsored by anybody else but me, you will win all of that, plus whatever extra goodie I decide to put in there. I won't announce the winner till the last Saturday of the month. Like I said, I will have a new prize next week, and the following week they will be about different making things. So you can enter all of them or one of them. You only can win one of them, so you'll decide which one you want to enter. Yeah, just tell me what yarny goodness you're working on. I'd like to know. And now I'm going to tell y'all goodbye. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not asleep, think about subscribing. And I will see y'all later. Remember, I'm doing a estate haul video and an Etsy haul video coming up. I might not get to both of them this week, but at least one of them coming. So I'll see y'all later.